Oh, hello. It's been 4 years since its announcement, but the fabled Pokemon Sleep is out in the world, and I have played it non-stop for the past 3 months. Truly tireless work. As if my life wasn't already Pokemonized enough, now even my sleep can be Pokemon. Truly a time to be alive. I'd hyped it up in my head as the solution to my awful sleeping pattern. Salvation is coming and its name is Pokemon Sleep. Is this actually what happened? Surprisingly, yes. Sort of. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like you take one look at Pikachu and you fall asleep at 10 PM on the dot every night. You do still have to put in effort yourself, but the game very much encourages good habits and sort of punishes you for bad ones. It's all about sleep length and consistency. You can set your own bedtime whenever you want, and there's rewards when you stick to it. All I ever needed to be a healthy sleeper was bribery. But Pokemon Sleep's not gonna shame you if you go to bed at 2 AM. People are on all sorts of schedules after all. It will, however, judge you if you think that 4 hours of sleep is gonna cut it. Eevee's suffering from sleep deprivation and it's your doing. It sort of lightly encourages you to have a semi-normal schedule and, see daylight. Like, if you decide to go to sleep at 4 AM and you don't wake up till noon, then you'll just miss the entire window for breakfast, which is gonna make you progress through the game a lot slower. It's been particularly good for me because, yeah, I'll admit, there has been many a night where I've been a complete degenerate and gone to sleep at 4 AM. And later. But the thing is that a day in Pokemon Sleep starts at 4 AM, and it'll only track 8 hours of sleep a day. So if you've been gaming a little too hard and go to bed at 4 AM, if you then go to bed at your regular sleep time the next night, 2 AM, it's going to count both of those sleep sessions as part of the same day, which just wastes a bunch of progress that you could have otherwise made. So the prospect of losing said progress forces me to make healthier decisions for myself. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't cheated a few times. So if I wake up and I've only slept for 7 hours, I know that's not the optimal amount of time. Not for me, for the game. So sometimes I'll just go and have breakfast and then come back and end my sleep session when it's over 8 hours. And it has worked, but don't tell anyone, I don't want them to fix it. Something else I've been enjoying playing during that little window after I wake up is this video's sponsor, Monopoly Go. Everyone's played Monopoly, it's a classic. But the future is here and now Monopoly has evolved. Monopoly Go is on your phone and it's actually a very comfy game I've been enjoying a lot. You get to go beyond the classic board and travel the world, building up cities as you go. New York City, Paris, London. Side note, I actually didn't know for the longest time that American Monopoly has different place names. What the heck is Boardwalk? It's called Mayfair! I always love a good game with collectibles, and Monopoly Go has got me covered. One of the collectibles are stickers which you can trade with people, and once you fill up a sticker album, you get rewards. The sticker albums tell the story of good old Mr. Monopoly. How he got his start and became a zillionaire. Oh, look, it's Mr. Monopoly as a kid, with a mustache. It's great. There are loads of tokens to collect too. My token of choice is the penguin. One of the sticker album rewards is for this rubber duck token that's wearing a top hat. He taunts me. You can play it on your own, or you can invite friends to collaborate with you. It has seasonal events all the time, so there's always something new going on. You can use my link down below, or scan this little QR code to check out the game. So Pokemon Sleep tracks your sleep based on your movements. At first I was worried it wouldn't work for me, because I live with my partner. Yes, I have one of those, crazy. His name is Daniel, and I thought that if it could sense another person moving around, then maybe it won't measure it properly. I'm like, there's no way that won't work, right? Because then Pokemon Sleep would be missing out on a huge demographic. And he's like, Lucy, I think the main demographic for this game is 5-year-olds. No, don't say that. The main demographic for this game is me. The app will take recordings of your movements during the night and uses these to split your sleep into sleep stages, being dozing, snoozing, and slumbering. I've always found sleep data to be super interesting, so I was excited to see what kind of stuff it'd pick up. My recordings were... Let me just play them for you. I happen to sleep with a fan on, so all of my recordings are just of my fan. I know some people would probably be creeped out with the idea of the game recording you while you sleep. I never really cared about that, but what does freak me out a little bit is that to track your sleep, your phone has to be on and unlocked the whole night. A little dodgy. I've already encountered problems. Someone used my phone and ordered a bunch of plushies to my house. It was me. But this problem is solved if you purchase yourself a Pokeball Plus. Pokemon Go Plus. Pokemon Go Plus Plus. I wasn't gonna buy it, but then I found out that it gives you a special Pikachu wearing a nightcap. Am I really spending £50 for this? Yes. So when I found out Pokemon Sleep was being developed by Select Button, this filled me with glee and dread. This isn't actually their first Pokemon title. They also developed the Fish game. I have a complicated relationship with Magikarp Jump. I also spent 3 months with that game for a video a couple years ago, and I absolutely adore it. The aesthetic, beautiful. I love all the different carp designs. I have this gorgeous print in my office. If anyone made plushies of the Magikarp patterns, I would buy them in a heartbeat. This game is very dear to me. I would not recommend anyone to play it. The way that the game is set up with all the timers is just a recipe for being on your phone all day every day, and you spend more time waiting for things to happen than actually playing the game. I was worried Pokemon Sleep would be like this too, but I'm relieved to say that it is a much more passive experience than Magikarp Jump, and for that I am very grateful. There was initially a similar mechanic to Jump. In both games you use respawning berries to gain more strength, and if you wait around in game, the berries will keep respawning, and it's a lot more efficient than if you close the app and come back later. 309% more efficient, in fact. But after around a month in, they released an update which completely nerfed this, so you can't just scroll around on your screen all day trying to farm berries. The way in which you progress is somewhat similar to Jump. It's just executed in a much more chill way, and I don't have to make this game my entire life. I can still see bits of Magikarp Jump in the UI and the general art style, and it makes me happy. I think some of the assets, like berry icons, are even reused. I realize pointing out that something reuses assets isn't usually a positive thing, but it makes me oddly happy, okay? It uses a very soft, lineless art style which fits the vibe of the game perfectly. The objective in Pokemon Sleep is to complete the Sleep style dex. There are loads of different Sleep styles for each Pokemon, with each one ranked by stars for rarity. The Sleep styles can get really creative, like there's one for Ditto which is just a rock, which is a crazy callback to a Gen 2 Pokédex entry. It's the little details. All of the 4-star ones are just them sleeping on top of Snorlax, which is great. Can't wait for the Whale Lord update. You get to see a few Pokemon every time you've recorded a sleep session, but how many Pokemon, which ones, and which sleep styles you find are determined by your rank and how much Drowsy Power you have. Drowsy Power is the product of your Snorlax's strength and your sleep score, so if you're not getting enough sleep, the game absolutely punishes you for it. Your sleep falls into one of 3 categories: dozing, snoozing, and slumbering, and the Pokemon you get the chance to befriend will fall into one of these 3 categories. You feed him biscuits, and if the bar fills up, then you've got a new pal. Most Stage 1 Pokemon will need 5 points, but the later ones are demanding. A regular Pokebiscuit gives you 1 point and costs £1 if you buy it using real money. I am a cheapskate, so I'm usually very reluctant to spend money in any games. I'm looking at you, Pokemon Go. But the monetization in Pokemon Sleep is bearable, and you can easily get by with the free experience. Like in Jump, there's diamonds which you can accumulate during regular gameplay, but you can also buy them with real money. If you want to spend your money on Pokemon biscuits, I will not judge. I am but a simple free-to-play player. There is a premium sleep pass for £8 a month. It gives you some nice bonuses, including a good camp ticket which gives you a lot of helpful boosts. But it only lasts for a week, so whether this justifies the £8 a month is debatable. Okay, I may have told a small lie. I have been using the premium pass by accident because they give you a free trial for 2 weeks, and obviously I forgot to cancel it. That's how they get you. And then you get bonuses if you're subscribed for 3 months, so like I might as well use it till then. I'd say there's no extreme advantage to having the premium pass over normal players, but I lie. There is one specific thing where having the pass is a pretty big deal, especially early game, and I do not like it, and that is snack time. So most first stage Pokemon need 5 points to befriend, which was fine. I'd give it the daily bonus biscuit worth 3 points. I'll just give it regular Pokebiscuits till the bar fills up. No problem. Except all these guys would get full after 2 biscuits total. 2! No one stops at 2 biscuits! Are these things dinner plate sized? It does save the progress on the bar for the next time that you see a Pokemon of the same species, but I only get to do this once a day, and I might not even see that Pokemon again for weeks. Where the premium pass comes in is that it gives you access to the premium bonus biscuit, which gives you 4 points instead of 3. So those 5-point Pokemon will never get full and you're having a jolly old time. I had an extremely frustrating time the first week playing this game. Pokemon getting full over and over. The first time this happened, there was a Bulbasaur I really wanted, and because I was weak, I spent 180 diamonds on 3 Poké Biscuits only for this guy to get full after 2. I didn't even want to get the Premium Pass trial out of principle, but this tipped me over the edge. The fullness mechanic is the worst part of the entire game in my opinion, and it needs to go. Like, I still have the Premium Biscuit, sure, but it just seems like an unnecessary punishment, and the only meaning my brain can extract from this is that it's purpose-built to lure impatient players like me into getting the Premium Pass. Well, it works. Each week you choose an area, which you unlock as you progress through the game, and you get a Snorlax buddy to study sleep with. The Snorlax are actually different colours in each area you go. Many an unfortunate post from people saying, "OMG, the Snorlax in Cyan Beach was green, I think I found a shiny." Apparently there's a small chance that the weekly Snorlax can be shiny. That's just the worst shiny hunt I can think of. You get to do 1 encounter per week and you don't even get to keep it. And yet I have no doubt that someone somewhere has tried to shiny hunt it using like 50 phones or something. The Pokemon you find during snack time can be shiny though, and being the little degenerate shiny hunter I am, this excited me. In my first 3 months, I managed to find 3. This Feel, an Igglybuff, and this beautiful unit of a Swalot. Except for the Snorlax, all shinies in Sleep are a guaranteed catch, though I have seen a few tragic pictures of people that happened to find shinies during maintenance and the game just took a picture of it and skipped over it. Your weekly Snorlax will have different preferences for berries and food. Food comes in 3 categories: curries, salads, and desserts. Again, as you progress through the game, you learn more and more recipes. Through the day, your objective is to just make your Snorlax as big and strong as possible. Of course, through feeding it. He is never satisfied. The main way you can increase your Snorlax's strength is by making meals for it, which you can do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Probably my favorite part of the game. I'm just a sucker for all of the cute meal artwork. And there's just something about throwing all the ingredients together and unlocking a new meal that scratches my brain in just the right spot. That's why it was devastating that in the first few weeks of the game there was a glitch that would take you back to the home screen when you made a meal, and then when you went back into the game, the meal had already been made. It skipped the best bit! I don't get to tap that little fan for another 6 hours, what a con! You got all these really cute recipes, ginger cookies, smoothies, cakes, but they're not what they seem. Alright, what's on the menu today? Just for you, I have made a lovely kiss smoothie. Oh, that sounds great, what's in it? It's got some apples, honey, moo moo milk, and soothing cacao. Wow, I can't wait to try it. And 20 bean sausages. What? 20 bean sausages. In all reality, I'm just feeding this guy the most revolting sausage milkshakes over and over. But he's loving it, he can't get enough of them. If you're a new player, you beg that your Snorlax wants desserts and drinks every week because you can't even make half the recipes in the other categories. Certain ingredients like leeks, mushrooms, potatoes, slowpoke tails are all locked behind the level 30 slot. Maybe I'm playing the game wrong because after 3 months I had 1 Pokemon over level 25. Like in Go, Pokemon are leveled up using candies, but the speed at which you get candies is excruciatingly slow. You get them by converting handy candies, which you can only get as rewards or from the shop, or by seeing that specific Pokemon during the daily research. You see a maximum of 9 during each session, and they can be anything, so the quest to get your Charizard is going to be a long and painful one. You get to have 5 partner Pokemon which assist you in your quest to make Snorlax big. Different species will gather different berries and ingredients. Natures in this game control things like how fast they help you or how quickly they recover energy. They also gain different skills as you level them up. It's quite similar to Magikarp Jump in that some Pokemon are just clearly a lot more useful than others. Ooh, ingredient finder, inventory up L. Dream shot bonus. I'm sure you could make specialized teams and do everything at peak efficiency. My decisions are more like, I like Togekiss, so I'm going to force feed my Togepi all these candies and spend a month's worth of sleep points on a shiny stone so I can have it. I've more or less stuck with the same team the whole time because they're my guys. Pokemon Sleep is a long haul game. It's not built to be blitzed through, and if you take it too seriously, you're going to get very tired. There's probably never going to be a definite end. That's the way most mobile games are set up these days. It would probably take you years to complete the current Sleep style decks now, by which time they absolutely will have added new areas and new Pokemon. They've already started doing it, having fairly regular events, and they've added a few new Pokemon. They have new music specifically for these week-long events, which is a very nice touch. Fellow Pokemon Sleep enthusiasts may have recognized the holiday music playing in the background. It is a certified bop. I'm really excited to see what they have planned, though there have been some naughty leaks online about new areas, but we'll have to wait and see. So far, I'm happy with this silly little app. I don't know if I'm 4 years happy with it. I do come across bugs quite often. One day it decided to change my language to Japanese, or another day it turned my Togekiss into a Bulbasaur with no legs. But it's become a very wholesome and pleasant part of my morning routine. I wake up, check my guys, and then get on with my day. And I am very happy for it to stay that way.